Hey, how are you? Você gosta de BBB? Hoje nós vamos ler uma adaptação do livro que inspirou o termo Big Brother, o livro 1984, do George Orwell, 1984. Nesse livro tem um ditador chamado Big Brother, que ele sempre está te observando. Vamos praticar nosso inglês. It was a cold day in April, and Winston Smith hurried home. Olha a tradução. He lived in a tall gray apartment building called Victory Mansions. The elevator never worked, so he walked up the stairs. On each floor, there was a huge poster showing a man's face. Below the face were the words, "Big Brother is watching you." He finally reached his small, poorly lit room. A screen in the corner was always on. Olha aí a tradução. It watched and listened to everything he did. Winston went to the window and looked down at the city of London. Old buildings lay in ruins. Rockets sometimes fell from the sky, and there was always a war, though no one really knew why. In the distance, three huge buildings rose above the city. The Ministry of Truth, which controlled history, the Ministry of Peace, which ran the endless war, and the Ministry of Love, which was a mystery. Winston had never been there. Winston worked at the Ministry of Truth. His job was to change old newspapers so that the past always agreed with what the government said today. The government decided what was true and what was not. He knew it was wrong, but he could not say anything. Winston sat down at his small wooden table. He had to be careful. Olha aí a tradução. His face, his thoughts, even his dreams could betray him. He opened a small notebook. Slowly, with shaking hands, he picked up a pen and wrote. Down with Big Brother. He knew at that moment he was doomed. One day, Winston met a young woman named Julia. At first, He thought she was a spy until she gave him a note that said, "I love you." They met in secret in the countryside, far from cameras. Julia hated the government too. They rented a small room above a bookshop where there were no cameras. They talked about the past and the future. They spent a lot of time together. Winston looked at Julia and whispered, "Do you think Big Brother is real?" "No. Have you ever seen him?" she asked. Winston thought for a moment. "No, only on posters and the telescreen." Winston believed in a group called the Brotherhood that wanted to fight Big Brother. One day, a man named O'Brien told Winston he was in the Brotherhood too. O'Brien gave Winston a book that explained how the government controlled people through fear and lies. Winston and Julia felt hopeful, but it was a trap. The owner of the store was a spy. The police broke into the room and took Winston and Julia away. They were taken to the Ministry of Love, where people who did not obey were chained. Olha aí a tradução. O'Brien was not a friend. He was part of the government. Winston was locked in a small room for many days. They hurt him until he said things he did not believe. They made him think 2 + 2 = 5 if Big Brother said so. Then Winston was taken to room 101, where a prisoner's worst fear was brought to life. O'Brien put a cage with hungry rats near Winston's face. Ah! After a long time, Winston screamed, "Do it to Julia, not me!"
They let him go, but he was no longer the same. He met Julia once more, but they did not talk to each other. In the end, Winston sat alone, watching Big Brother on a screen. He whispered, "I love Big Brother."
O livro é triste, mas ele faz um alerta sobre os perigos de um governo autoritário e de um grande ditador que sempre tem a palavra final sobre tudo. Eu diria até que é uma obra atemporal. Vamos sempre refletir. See you guys later.